kind of feel like I should apologize. We did a bunch of work on the combine and I didn't get it recorded because I wasn't planning on working on the combine that day, so I didn't have my camera with me. We did go ahead and put that feeder house chain in. Here's what we got into. There's the feeder house chain, the new one on there. And in order to do that, we actually ended up, when we removed this drum, which did not have anything wrong with it like we thought it did, we had to remove this, which is the beaters that are laying over there on the floor. Pulled that shaft out through there, which required removing a bunch of chains. And this thing, most combines don't really have this. This is a part of a side hill deal. I'm gonna try and put some of this back together because Gary got this thing started. So like I said, I apologize for not putting all that on video for people that are interested in that stuff. For the people that aren't interested in that stuff, I just saved you a lot of viewer hours, I guess. Here's that beater. You see it has a channel there in the middle that kind of just clamps on there. And then these rubber bits, actual, I don't know what you'd call it, but this will fit in between those pieces. Oh my god. Alright, user error. I just recorded me putting that whole thing back together in 240 frames a second. I'm obviously not going to use that video, so I'll kind of show you what I did. It's just, oh my god, that was so stupid. Anyway, I got the whole thing back on here. Most of that video was me complaining about how heavy this was and needed 3 hands to do it. Had to put this side on around that bar and that side, but they had to be kind of woven through this little bracket here. There's one on each side, so they kind of had to get woven in between that and over that bar. Well, it was kind of a pain in the butt. Kind of wish, since we had it apart, I would have bought new rubber parts. At least these, you can replace them without taking the whole thing apart. You just take those off and jam a new one in there and put the bolts back in.
It's funny how fast you fall out of routines, filming especially. One day you're rolling every little thing, next day you are filtering everything. Changing filters is quiet work. Nobody notices when it's done, but everything suffers when it's ignored, as I will find out in a few days. See how that filter is dirtier on the lower half than it is on the upper? I didn't. Sometimes cleaning the filter no longer works and you just need to get a new one, sort of filtering your filter. I didn't stop filming on purpose. Life just kept adding layers, dust, noise, responsibilities, until the air got harder to breathe. Filters aren't about blocking the world out. They're about deciding what gets to stay in. On the combine, they protect what keeps it running. In life, they protect what keeps me running. Picking the camera back up feels like maintenance. Not a restart, just clearing space. What ends up on YouTube isn't the whole story. It's what survives the filter, the moments worth breathing in.
It wasn't so bad, it's just dropping dust when I picked it up. This is the one that is the air that I breathe in the cap. Well, that's 2 of them. Let's get number 3. It does say wash filter in warm water and household detergent and rinse in clear water, which I have never done. Looks like that gasket needs some help. Yeah, probably time for a new one. I do kind of want to use some dish soap on this thing to see how well it works. I mean, worst case scenario, it smells like Dawn dish soap. I mean, if it works for ducks. One thing we need to do is we need to switch the choppers out. These come in and out, and there's a bunch of triangular blades on there, and that just chops up the straw and crap that comes out of there, but we don't use them on corn. So apparently the last thing we cut with this was beans last year, and So we're gonna loosen those and pull those back out to the appropriate corn position. You wanna see my least favorite wrench in the world? It's the one I always pick up by accident no matter what. This one right here, 9/16. It's a good old 9/16. It's made by, I don't even know. Oh, I think it's, that's why. It's a Harbor Freight wrench, which is fine. I mean, a wrench is a wrench unless you're gonna beat the hell out of it. And if you gotta crank on a 9/16 that much, then you got issues. But the thing I hate about it is it's got a ratchet and I always grab it, but the ratchet doesn't work anymore. Ooh. Remember what I just said about cranking on 9/16? Jeez. Who put this one on here, Christoph? Actually do it on the thing, that'd be good. There we go. Here. The handle's gone on the other side. I was putting a battery on the charger here and it reminded me, got this pump sitting here and I need to get the water out of that tank before winter. So maybe we'll just do that right now. I think this one's all the way full. Normally you'd just be able to pump that water out, but the little spout that makes a tube that goes all the way to the bottom so you can suck it all out, it fell off inside of it. So you're gonna have to use a pump instead. This kind of pump, not that kind of pump. We got like 1.25 inches of rain last night, or yesterday I guess. Puncture vine. Man, I hate this stuff. An airplane. This is why farmers never get anything done. You get sidetracked really easily. It looks pretty clean, actually. All right, well, let's go find a hose. There we go. You know, I don't think I've ever talked about this. Since we're like right in this spot, I was getting this hose here. Years ago, I was walking in this very spot and we had a garden here. And I used to run the hose along the bottom of the wall here to fill a big tank. Well, since the garden was here and I didn't want to step on the flowers, I was being very careful walking along here. Didn't pay attention. And I gashed my head on this piece of tin right there. And part of the reason I thought of that is because I got sick of paying $25 to have someone drag a clipper across the little bit of hair that I have. So I did it myself, which, you know, I'm not a barber, but it looks about as good as you can get. I really just need to shave it all off again. But there is a big, I don't remember which way it goes. I have a big scar. It goes that way or this way. I think it probably goes this way. This way. I'll put up a picture.
I've said it before. There are 100 different jobs on the farm, and a lot of them are small things that don't require a lot of effort. But if you don't do them, who will?
This one hose has been hanging too long. And it's got a crimp in it, so hopefully the pump's strong enough to blow through that. Might need to get a different hose. That crimp in there is pretty hard. That hose is about somewhere between 20 and 30,000 years old. Go away, grasshopper.
I'm already seeing summer's colors dull each week. It won't be long now, and harvest will be upon us. Back to noisy machines and ultrafine dust, long days and short nights. Nature's clock is ticking.
Think about it. Looks like it needs to be primed or something. There it goes. It would be a lot easier if we could use that, but I won't get to the bottom. And if I plug this pump up, it'll annoy me. But if I plug that pump up, it'll really piss me off.